Hey, man.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of the Shags? What are you doing right now? What is this?
Hey, man.
Are you just like kidnapping this episode? I've already introed it. I'm going to have to do this later.
Have you ever heard of Joe Nocera?
Oh my God. Let me Google him real quick.
No. So
I hate that I did all this preparation for this for nothing.
Oh, I felt bad when you were like, I'm downloading all these images. Hold on, I gotta do all this stuff. And I was like, all right. Yeah, put your laptop away. I got it.
He's wearing a long sleeve polo.
Mammoth arm. Oh,
Sorry,
let me
sir,
floss my teeth with that hairy arm, baby. Oh, yeah. I got Alex to go. So that counts.
Things I learned last night. TILLN it.
Okay, so.
Who is this?
Joe Nocera.
Is this guy that you keep telling me to do episodes about?
No.
Is this the guy that you keep telling me to do episodes about?
No, Joe Nocera is a journalist.
Okay.
He's okay. Put your laptop away.
Okay, tell me more.
Let's get a second here so I can make sure I get my images pulled up.
Oh my gosh. Do you have ProPresenter?
Yeah.
Do you know how to do? Have you talked to Alex? Do you know how to do this? Oh.
Oh, wow. Oh, wait. Does Jaron know how to do anything? Is Jaron competent? Yeah, buddy.
Oh my
How about
goodness.
don't worry about that crap? Okay.
I'm not worrying.
Okay. So.
Okay, show me a picture of him again. Let me see him. Let me see if I can guess what he does.
Yeah, can you guess what I just told you he does?
Is he a journalist? He looks like a journalist.
Yeah. So this is Joe.
The New Yorker?
This is Joe Nocera. He works he's written for several things: the Esquire, GQ, Fortune, New York Times. Right? Close. Did you think he was New York looking?
He looks like he works for the New Yorker. He looks a little pretentious, is why I'm saying that.
He does look like
he is wearing like a light brown suit jacket.
He does look like a librarian at a college, not a town librarian.
Exactly. Like he's got a black vest, a light blue shirt, and then this brown suit jacket.
Right.
None of it matches.
Yeah.
But he's cool glasses.
And he's like in front of like the black screen. Like this is clearly like a public access television interview type thing. Right? So Joe Nocera, he's written for different things. Typically business, power structures, kind of corruption.
Yeah.
So Joe Nocera is he's a columnist. He's a reporter. And by the 2000s, he's respected. He's got a reputation. He exposes a lot of stories in the financial and healthcare, that kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
So he's a successful reporter, is what I mean. So
this is the story you keep telling me.
So he buys a home in the Hamptons.
Gosh,
right?
dang it.
And
you want to know something really funny about this? Genuinely, I'm not even exaggerating. I queued up that podcast. I was like, okay, I'm going to start this on the way home today.
Today?
I'm genuinely. I was like on the way home from
But that's a different story. This is about Joe Nocera.
The same story. This is the story. I guess if we're going to be honest, it's been about 3.5, maybe 4 years of you telling me to check this out. So I guess maybe it makes sense that you would jump the gun on me a little bit.
3 years? You think I've been telling you to tell you that story for 3 years?
It's been a while. I don't know if it's been 3 years.
But that's a different story.
Has it been? Oh
it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
It's actually been 4 years.
But genuinely, I'm not even exaggerating when I say that's what I was going to listen to on the way home from this.
But this is about Joe Nocera.
I was going to listen to this on the way home from this shoot. And then I was going to, because I figured we got about a month before our next shoot. I was like, I was going to open it up with this. I was looking forward to the moment where I do the big reveal. Maybe I'll still do it.
Sure. I mean, you could, because this is about a different topic.
It'd be pretty funny if you
So Joe Nocera buys a house in the Hamptons. He and his wife, Dawn, they move to the Hamptons, right? And they live next to a guy named Isaac Stevens. The mailbox says Isaac Stevens. And
that guy's name is Ike Herschkopf, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is something different.
If you trust me.
Okay, so maybe I will listen to that on the way home.
Sure. That's a different podcast.
I don't know if I'm going to now.
So the mailbox
now I
next
feel
door,
a little weird about it.
Mailbox next door says Isaac Stevens. And this is a pretty, the Hamptons are lavish, right? This is where rich people
His
live.
name is on the mailbox.
Name is on the
not
mailbox.
House number. Is
Is
that a rich person thing to do?
I mean, in the Hamptons, yeah. You know your neighbors. It's kind of like it's Southamptons,
What year is this?
This is the 2000s.
See how hard it is when someone asks you what year it is?
Yeah.
When you're not prepared.
I am prepared.
I'm
So-
never prepared.
What I'm saying though is Isaac Stevens' house
Okay.
is like a party house.
I'm locked in.
There's so many parties
How old
at
is
this
he?
house. And not like rager parties.
Yeah.
Isaac's at this point he's let's see, let me do the math. He's 50s. So he's like an older guy.
So you're saying these are like,
these are like, dinner parties.
like
and
Gatsby parties or like
kind of like there's valet
okay.
parking. There's
This isn't like
pool parties. There's big. It's not like just a backyard
early
barbecue.
2000s like
This is
college
like
party.
rich
Yeah, okay,
people.
okay.
It's not like ragers, but this is there's a lot of lavish parties next door
Okay.
and like catered and important guests like celebrities have shown up.
Is
And
our
it's
guy
like,
Joe? Is Joe getting invited?
Joe's not getting invited, but he just
What a
lives next
loser.
door. I know, and maybe that's kind of where this he kind of gets this little, and over time he notices that there's a guy in a green polo shirt who works these events, right? He notices the guy in a green polo shirt who is always taking out the trash. He's preparing food. He's offering guests drinks. And this guy is obviously like a hired help. He's like a caretaker of the house, right? And so when Isaac Stevens is not there, this guy is usually there taking care of the property.
Doing stuff. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this guy is out there trimming the hedges. The groundskeeper is. And Joe goes over and strikes up a conversation. He goes, hey, I've noticed you for the past couple of years. I've noticed that you take really good care of this property and all that. And he goes, oh, yeah, thanks, man. He goes, what's your name? He goes, my name is Marty Markowitz.
Okay.
He goes, okay. In talking with Marty, and he
How old
casually.
is Marty?
At this point, Marty is, I'm going to do the math, sorry. Marty's 60. At this point,
Okay. Where'd Marty go to high school?
because this is July of 2010 at this point. So
Okay,
he's
okay,
lived
okay,
next door to this house for several years.
Yeah.
For almost 10 years at this point, right?
You ever watch Summer House?
No. What's Summer House?
Summer House is this group of like young, hot New York singles. At this point, they're all married, but they're like, and they rent a house in the Hamptons every summer for the whole summer. And then every weekend they just go out and they stay there for the weekend every weekend. And I bring this up for a couple of reasons. One, I really like the show and I'm a little embarrassed about it. It's like it's on
Trash reality.
but it's not even trash reality. Like,
Dude, my wife started watching freaking Love Island.
Yeah,
and
that's
anytime
trash
I'd walk in the living room, I was like, you are filling your mind with crap. This is bad.
That's genuine trash
It's like
reality.
It's like not even like I enjoy some trash reality TV. I watched the Sister Wives show.
Yeah,
I love just dumb. That is like I can't, whatever.
Yeah, that's rough. This is not like that. This is kind of like a Real Housewives type show.
Sure.
And there are moments where it's pretty trashy, but there's a lot of it that's just like you kind of connect with the characters and like you like to watch I now follow some of them on social media, which I feel weird about.
Yep.
But anyways, all that to say, they rent this house in the Hamptons the whole summer. And I mean, they're splitting it like 8 ways. And I mean, I guess at this point they got the show now, and the show's probably paying for it.
For the house.
But I don't think it was originally. I think they were doing this on their own before.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know. Like I think
rich kids get to do stuff like that.
Well, the thing that you and I talked recently about how I don't feel like I've invested in relationships. And I watched that and I'm like, man, it'd be nice to have a group of friends that you just go rent a house in the Hamptons with every weekend.
Dude, I mean, I would move in every weekend, but like after our wedding, and especially on my birthday trip,
that was so fun.
We were just like, why are we waiting for major events to do stuff like that? Like, let's just go share an Airbnb for a week.
Yeah, 100%.
That was great.
And I don't know.
I loved that whole week.
And that's
not just, I mean, and the bonus was that I got married at the end, but it's like, but like,
that's fair.
Even before, it was like, I love this.
It was super fun. I talked to my counselor about that yesterday and I cried. We don't have to talk about that, but I did.
You talking about the Airbnb for my wedding?
What?
And you cried about it?
Yeah. We can talk about that in the After the Fiddle. I'm going to be honest with you.
What did you cry about?
I never planned on telling you that, but here we are. We can talk about it After the Fiddle.
My dream, my hope is So this is a real, like, this is one of those, like, wow, if everything turned out perfect, this is what would happen. I think I told you this. California's working on legislation that would make it so that companies can't own single family homes.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can't own a property that's designed to be, you can own a multi-unit property, which is actually going to end up turning a lot of homes into multi-unit, which is unfortunate. But one of the taxes they're doing is they're trying to get out some of these Airbnbs who are just buying up houses.
Yeah.
Because some of these companies
half the time.
Right, they own 100-something properties. But if that went through, then that house that we got married at would become available.
That would be clutch.
And I am just speaking it into existence that my career would take off in a way that would coincide with the passing that law.
Yeah.
That house would become available, and then we could buy that house.
You'll be able to move in and finally get the raccoon out of those vents.
It's down there.
But anyways, what I'm saying is it makes me jealous. Every time I watch the show, I'm like, I know I can't feasibly rent an Airbnb every weekend with my friends in the Hamptons. It's not even an Airbnb.
Yeah, but dude, that stuff, like, that's manufactured to do that. Like those people get to hang out with each other because they don't have other obligations. Like that's the whole thing about like the homesteading and the trad wife content. Yeah, is that it's subsidized by a high income. Also, when they're making money from social media, that's interesting.
I mean, they're all making money off social media. They're all making money off the show.
Of course, if you show like my wife, the trad wife content where she's just at home and she's making sourdough today, and it's also several of them have nannies. Come on. Gosh. But it's pitching like my life would be great if I didn't have obligations and stuff to work and I didn't have to go make money to pay bills. Yeah, of course, life would be great. And I could just hang out with my friends all day. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what they're selling you.
I mean, I think that's the thing with the people on this show is they're making like $10,000 an episode. Yeah. They also all have careers in New York City, which are probably paying pretty well. And they're also all influencers. Right. So they're all making a lot of money. So it's like...
And so the parties, though, are they ragers? Is that what you're saying? Like the summer house? Is it kind of like
some of them are ragers. Not all of them are ragers. Like, I would honestly like... Yeah, some of them are ragers, some of them aren't. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is like I see that and like that TV series that you watch that you're like, it's not very good, but it's like kind of interesting. They go on vacation every year with their friends for like 50 years. Like every quarter with their friends, like for like whatever it was, like 50 years. I watched that and I'm like, I feel like for the last 10 years since I graduated college, really, I haven't really invested in relationships. And I see this stuff and I'm like, it would be like, it's not hard to just get people together a couple times a year to do something fun.
It is hard.
You're right.
I just don't want you to think that it's like, it's not hard to do that. It is hard.
You're right. Actually, you're right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. Anyways.
So I mean, like how many times have you and I tried to hang out outside the podcast?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is tough to do.
And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But also, this is what I've been telling my wife. We need to invite more people over just to hang out at our house. We don't have anywhere to go with our friends that's like not spending $100.
That is true. That is true.
So anyway.
Yeah, tell me about these ragers in the Hamptons.
Rangers.
Ragers.
I was like, what are you talking about, the Rangers? Well, they're not Ragers. They're lavish parties, right? They're pretty often. Like almost every weekend during the summer, there's parties and all this stuff, right? And,
is this in Summer House?
Yeah. Well, and Marty Markowitz is on the property most of the time, taking care of the stuff. He's cleaning up after all the parties. He's taking all the trash. He's going around serving guests and all this stuff while Isaac Stevens is, mingling and doing the whole stuff, right? And so Isaac...
has he met Isaac Stevens?
Yes.
Joe? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Joe has met Isaac Stevens before. And so he says to Marty, well, that's a beautiful property. I mean, like, it's really great.
Do you have pictures of the property?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it.
That's not what I want to do.
The interesting thing about the Hamptons is like every house in the Hamptons is like $600 million. That's an exaggeration, but it really is like every house is like tens of millions of dollars. Yeah. And some are hundreds of millions of dollars, which is bananas.
So this is the house that we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful, a lot of sunlight, lots of,
This is not what I pictured at all.
Yeah, I do love the atrium up top, like that.
Yeah, that sunroom. Honestly, that looks just like the top of Was it Riggs out of Angel?
Wendy's.
Oh, yeah. He put a Wendy's on the second floor of his house.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So this is the house. It's a pretty, a lot of big windows, big pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of stuff to take care of around the property. This is a picture of Marty, by the way. This is what Marty looks like.
Okay.
So you can see
Not
Marty.
what I pictured, but okay.
Yeah. This is him older, obviously.
What is he holding? A lawsuit?
I actually don't know what he's holding. This is just a picture I found of him. I think
Who's
he's
in the background.
Where that is his. I don't know who that is. That's probably his sister.
Interesting. Okay.
There's a gong. Is that a gong up there?
It looks like a gong.
So this is Marty. Just a normal kind of guy, like an unassuming kind of guy. And if you saw this guy in the Hamptons, you would honestly, because he looks like this.
Yeah.
He doesn't present himself as like a rich kind of guy or anything like that. This is
the guy who cleans the property.
This is the guy he's the caretaker of the property.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I do want to make abundantly clear to our audience that he has his laptop on his table and he's got it on one of those mounty thingies.
Yeah.
I feel like that tells you right there how old he is. It's very clear.
So that's Marty. And so Joe says to Marty, he says, I love this house. Isaac's done pretty well for himself.
Yeah.
And Marty says to Joe, oh, actually, this is my house. And Joe says, Who's
Isaac?
What do you mean? And so Marty says, let me tell you a story. So we got to rewind back to Marty's life. So Marty is born into a Jewish family in New York, right?
Is Marty a psychologist?
Marty's not a psychologist, no. His parents run a successful fabric business called Associated Fabrics Corporation, right? And Marty has an older sister named Phyllis. Marty's shy. He's like obedient, good kid, conflict averse, doesn't try to do a whole lot of stuff, avoids confrontation.
Okay.
His father's, emotionally harsh, kind of like a, foreboding kind of father. And his mother's distant and, kind of, you're shaking your legs like you're very anxious right now.
I'm so anxious right now.
But
I don't know what to do with my legs.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my legs.
But they're all.
I don't know what to do with my legs.
Just sit still, buddy.
Okay.
So, they run this fabric store in New York. It's a, they're a normal family. They're a small business. So Marty's around the business a lot. So it's one of those things where, if you're starting a business and you have your two kids, they're kind of more in the way than they're not in the way. And so Marty kind of grows up.
Wait, how old are the kids?
I mean, this is his entire childhood.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So he's born in the 50s.
Okay.
No. He's born in the 40s. I don't actually know what year he's born.
Okay, that's fine. Who cares?
But anyway, so we get to what I'm saying is the family dynamic is the family, his father's very focused on the business.
Okay.
And his mother is very, distant, critical, especially about his weight and his indecisions.
Okay.
And Marty grows up feeling kind of like an afterthought, maybe useful, but not loved by his family.
All right.
So in his late 30s, Marty's now running the family business. And in 1980, he is 38 in 1981.
So did his parents retire or are they dead?
Well, that's what I was going to say. They both died within 6 months apart.
Heartbreak.
So that is really tough on him.
Was it like one of them died and then the other one was like a broken heart, or was it like they both died? Did they have natural causes?
They died. I mean, they weren't like murder or something.
Okay.
But yeah, both of his parents recently died.
I'm sketched out about Marty. I'm not gonna lie.
You think he did it?
I think he did it.
He with fabrics?
I think there's something.
So he inherits the estate and he actually becomes the sole owner. He has an older sister, but he's the sole owner of the company.
Okay.
So the company is passed down to him. I'm not 100% sure what his sister got, but he gets the fabrics company. So now he runs Associated Fabrics.
And
right?
It's like they did well. Right?
They do everything from home curtains and like fabrics for chairs to a theater buying that giant curtain.
Okay, yeah.
Like, and they're in New York. They're selling.
So big theater curtains.
Yeah, it's a business.
Yeah.
It's a thriving business, right?
Yeah.
But his parents dying kind of puts him in a little bit of a funk because now he's the sole owner. He's making the decisions, and like you said, his mom, when he's growing up, kind of really put a lot of pressure on him for his inability to make decisions.
Interesting.
Right? So he actually starts having frequent panic attacks. So during some of these meetings or difficult conversations at work, like he would avoid answering the phone. Clients would come in and he would legitimately go hide in the fabrics.
Is Isaac a psychologist?
Isaac Stevens?
Yeah. Is Isaac Ike Herschkopf?
No.
I'm
What is your deal?
so
You're trying to figure stuff out.
I'm so skeptical about this story.
So Marty, he's like negotiating a contract. He becomes so overwhelmed that he literally hides behind a curtain in his office, right? His employees are losing confidence in him.
He's hiding behind.
So he's literally hiding.
One of
his employees come in, they're like, Marty, and he's back there he's clear, like, you know when you see a kid hiding behind a curtain and you're gonna see, you know, and you're like, oh.
And they come in, they're like, Marty.
Hey, what would you do though?
Marty's not here.
What would you do if you walked into your boss's office and they were doing that though? You just go, okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how you respond to that. You tell the rest of the office for sure. Be like, guys, you got to go look in Marty's office real quick.
Everyone go knock on his door today.
Everyone go take a look in there. Just see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a ground level office.
Quick.
He's overwhelmed at work is what I mean.
Yes, me too.
And you too. And so he confides in his sister Phyllis, and he says he feels like he's shrinking inside. Like he feels
Phyllis
like
doesn't own Phyllis is not involved with the fabric company, right?
She's not involved,
but she's rich.
Yeah, I mean, like she got a portion of inheritance as well.
Yeah.
But and you know, it's fine, right?
Okay.
So she sees her brother spiraling. She feels terrible about this, and so she suggests to him that he should see a psychiatrist. So she gives him the contact for their rabbi, who refers him to a really young, energetic Manhattan psychiatrist named Dr. Ike Herschkopf.
I thought his name was Ike.
It is. Ike is short for Isaac.
Is it really?
The mailbox really does say Isaac Stevens, though, and we'll get to that.
Interesting. Okay.
But I knew that would bury it a little bit.
It does.
So
Should I still listen to this on the way home?
So this is Ike Herschkopf. You really should go listen to because we'll get to the whole thing. We'll get to the whole thing. So Ike Herschkopf is a psychiatrist, and so Marty makes his appointment reluctantly, and is like, I don't think anyone can fix what's wrong with me, but he calls the number anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now we're in 1981. Marty is 38.
And this is an important note about the 80s is people were very skeptical of psychiatrists back then.
Yeah.
Like it was weird. I mean, honestly, until like the late 2010s, like it was almost kind of taboo to see a psychiatrist or a counselor of any way.
Yeah, I mean, mental health itself was kind of like, you know, I think there was this idea that a psychiatrist was going to drug you up and then you would just like not be yourself.
And more than that, there was the idea of like what can talking about your feelings do?
For real.
But like for real. Yeah.
So he goes into his appointment with Dr. Ike Herschkopf. Now, this is Dr. Ike in his office with all of his degrees.
Honestly, love him.
Yeah.
This guy, gosh, I'm not gonna lie.
He does ooze charisma, to be honest.
There is something about, and I don't know a way to say this without me sounding so weird, but I had some friends like this whose dads were like this. And there's something about the early 2000s, mid 2000s, those dads who wore the oversized polos and had just the hairiest arms. And like, you just can't help but respect them. I don't know what it is about that, but you just see those hairy, bushy arms sticking out of those sleeves that are way too long. Yeah. And you're just like, that guy.
Let you keep going.
That guy is someone I should respect.
No, you should keep talking.
That guy is so rich. I don't know what it is. Is there something I can?
What?
Is there something I can do to make my arms bushier? I respect that guy.
So I don't know if you can tell the audio listener, but he does have hairy arms, and apparently for Tim, that's his sign of respect.
That's a big polo.
So he is wearing a large polo. This is 81. This is 1981.
Holy cow! This guy's ahead of the times. I respect him even more.
He's in his office. It's a typical. You know, he's got several degrees up on the wall behind him, and books everywhere. And so
honestly,
he's grinning.
A suspicious number of degrees. I'm not gonna lie.
Several degrees up there.
Yeah.
He is a legitimate psychiatrist.
My parents had that picture too, actually.
Is it of the doctor's office?
Well, I'm going to be honest, now that I say that out loud, I don't know if my parents had that picture, but I know that picture. Maybe my parents didn't. Somebody I know had that picture of that kid looking at that thing real close.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, he's a legitimate psychiatrist. This is real. So he's like a real doctor.
Cool. Great arms.
So this is Dr. Ike Herschkopf with his really hairy arms. And so Marty shows up to Ike's office on Park Avenue.
Okay.
And he walks in, he's impressed with all the all the diplomas and
Yes.
and he was wearing a
And the
well-tailored
arms.
suit that day.
Arms. Okay.
Ike was wearing a well-tailored suit, so he couldn't even see his
the
arms.
arms. He didn't know. You didn't have to see him.
But Ike exudes a level of confidence and
Maybe
control.
that's what it is. To see arms that are
See
that
a guy who's like
unkempt,
leaning back in the chair and just
with his arms that unkempt, with a polo that doesn't fit.
Yeah.
But he still just exudes confidence. You're like, you look pretty rough right now, but like I trust you because you're so confident.
There's like two types of rich people. So there's some rich people who do like, buy very brand name clothes and buy a bunch of jewelry and do all that. And then there's the rich people who literally just, it looks like they do not care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in LAX a couple weeks ago, and I saw a homeless person inside LAX, and I was like, "How did you get through security? That's crazy." And then I realized that it's actually Ethan Hawke.
Who's Ethan Hawke?
He's an actor.
So yeah, it's like I think
The level of rich that's like,
who says that?
Who is that?
Cuban said. Mark Cuban says that. He says you got to earn the right to not have to care.
yeah.
And
So that level of confidence that Ike is giving off is that he's like, I don't care.
yeah.
And so Ike sits behind his desk and he's not taking any notes while Marty's talking. And so Marty,
I like that when a server comes, they don't have to take notes. They just like I'll remember.
that actually makes me super nervous.
It makes me so
I hate when
nervous.
they do that. I want to see my server write it down. But he says, tell me what's going on, man. Why do you feel like you're not enough? And so the initial sessions
Same.
are twice a week for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? Normal, maybe, getting
Normal
to know
session,
your
yeah,
counselor kind of stuff, right? And then Ike quickly begins to redefine Marty's internal narrative. And he's starting to read what Marty is saying and give language to it but this is not a normal, healthy thing a psychiatrist would do. He starts to tell Marty things like, your family didn't love you.
So this is the 1985 middle class families' worst fear about therapists. They're like,
Yes.
he is someone who was doing what they were actually afraid of.
Yes, he's telling him like, your family didn't love you. Like when they did that wasn't love. They didn't love you.
Yeah.
And they used you.
Yeah.
And he's saying things like, you were emotionally abused.
Yeah.
And you never actually made a decision for yourself.
Which do you think was true and he was like coming to light with it, or do you think he was being abused?
I think there's elements of that could be true. I mean, like, but it's all that's catastrophic language. You never made a decision for yourself. Mm-hmm. That's stuff that a normal good psychiatrist, now a psychologist, like a counselor, would help you not. Would go, no, you haven't, not all of your decisions have been somebody else's. Yeah. But that's the stuff he's starting to say. And it's like, my parents loved me. Did they do an ideal upbringing? Even when they made these decisions that were selfish, for sure. But is their own selfishness and the things that they're dealing with mean that they don't love me?
Yeah.
And
the answer is yes.
But that's what a psychologist should help you catastrophize. That's what I couldn't figure out how to say. Instead of ramping you up there,
pushing
right?
Further.
And that's what Ike was doing. And so by the third week, Ike invites Marty to go on a walk after one of the sessions.
Interesting.
And so he says the fresh air is going to help him.
Allowed? Okay.
Gray areas.
Nice. All right.
And that walk turns into lunch the next week. And then the next week it's a movie and then a dinner. And
movie?
Ike starts these 45 minutes.
He has great arms.
These 45 minutes twice a week. So 90 minutes of therapy each week slowly turn into 6 or 7 hours per week. So these outings are 3 hours twice a week, 4 hours.
Interesting.
And
is he paying the bill? Is
yes.
Ike paying the bill?
No.
Or Marty?
Marty is paying for these sessions.
Marty's paying for 6 or 7 hours
worth
of time.
Counseling a week.
And then is he also paying for the movie tickets and the dinner?
Yes.
Okay.
So Ike is already
he's kind
of
him
playing him.
Okay.
Yes. And these are these are phone calls. These are office sessions, obviously, weekend walks, help with errands. And then like long late night conversations in Ike's apartment. So he's coming over.
Is this unique to Marty, or does he have a lot of clients he's doing this with? Does
Marty
he have other clients?
It doesn't seem like it at this point.
Because that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. Right?
Okay.
And so Ike tells him stuff like, if we're going to rewire the way you see yourself, we can't just talk in circles in an office. Like, this is your rehabilitation. We need total immersion. Right? And Marty trusts him completely. He tells Phyllis, this guy's changed my, because Marty does see some immediate, and here's what I think happens. Marty finally has somebody, like anybody, who is invested in caring about him. Yeah. That's all he needed. Marty was lonely.
Does Phyllis know?
Well, he tells Phyllis that this guy's changed my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is that he does see some benefits because he has somebody, because just talking it out is helping. Yeah. And so Phyllis, here's what's happening. And she's a little skeptical. Where she's just kind of like, you're spending more time with your shrink than you are at work or with your staff. And Marty's like, no.
It's okay. I got another job. You want to come try our sandwiches?
Marty says something that cues Phyllis off a little bit because he says he's like a big brother to me. And that was the first time that Phyllis was kind of like, that's a weird thing to say, right?
Yeah.
And so Phyllis is starting to be a little more pressure on Marty and being like, hey, this is weird. This isn't normal. This is a lot of time with your counselor.
Yeah.
And so Marty tells that to Ike.
Yeah.
And says, hey, Phyllis keeps objecting to us spending time together.
And he says we should kill her.
Well, he says to him like Ike is like, hey, you want to go for a walk? And Marty says, no, my sister actually planned something. She actually doesn't know if we should do that. And so Ike starts to say things like, your sister is resenting your success right now.
Interesting.
Like she's mad that you're
successful right now.
She's losing control of you. And that's making her upset. He starts planting those kind of things.
Interesting.
And so he encourages Marty to revisit childhood memories and then reframes them. And so he's always, this is where he's not taking physical notes, but Ike is taking notes on the stories that Marty's giving him. Yeah. So Marty's telling him a story about Phyllis, and then Ike will use this and say, well, don't you remember when she told on you? That wasn't protection. Yeah. That was sabotage.
Yeah.
She wasn't protecting you from the bad thing you were getting ready to do. She was sabotaging you from succeeding. He's starting to reframe all those kind of, so he's starting to plant seeds to slowly draw Marty away from his sister, right? Which is the only family member he has left, right? Yeah. And so Marty, who has always seen Phyllis as his only ally, starts to doubt her intentions a little bit, right?
Marty is doubting his sister.
Marty is starting to be like, maybe
Ike's
right about this, right? And Ike pushes Marty.
How much money is he spending?
I don't have an exact figure for this time frame because this is 1981 is when they first started seeing each other. This process is slow.
Seeing each other
when he first started seeing
I know what you mean.
Right?
I know what you mean. It's just...
And between 1982 and 1985 is when Ike, so for over 3 years, Ike is kind of slowly separating Marty from his sister.
That is a long con. Holy cow.
Ultimately, in 1985, Ike convinces Marty that he needs to disown his sister. Not just personally. Yeah. He needs to cut her out because she is getting some money from the business, even though she's not an owner.
Yeah.
So Marty writes a letter that is dictated by Ike. Okay. So Ike is saying, write this down.
Yeah. So and he's like Paul in prison.
Yes. I'm in prison and I got bit by a snake. And but he accuses her of manipulation, of stealing money from their parents' estate, and of emotional abuse. Okay. The letter is cold and it ends with, I no longer consider you my sister.
Oof. Yikes.
And so Marty prints it out on Associated Fabric's letterhead and mails it certified. Phyllis is devastated. She tries to call immediately, but Marty won't answer the phone.
Receive.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And it's and
what's tough is he doesn't open up an opportunity for her to have a conversation. He's just like, this is it. Well, that's a pretty big red flag.
I do think dude, there's so many people on the internet who complain right now. We're like, oh, I'm getting cut off from my family. But in some cases, sure, that's unhealthy, not the right thing to do. Most times that it happens, it's usually not out of nowhere. And it's usually someone saying, here's the reason that I'm going to do this.
Usually there's been some conversations before then. And
like,
some
here's the expectation.
Disrespected.
Here's what I'm willing to be treated with. Here's what I'm not willing to be treated like. Those kind of things. This
is not that.
This is kind of like, for Phyllis, this is Marty choosing Ike over her.
Yeah. I mean, has there been conversations or is this out of the blue? Is this the first time she's
been trying to tell him that Ike is a red flag.
Yeah.
But she's not relenting on the pressure. And I think that's where, but Ike tells Marty to not just figuratively cut her out of life.
Yeah.
He needs to go through as many pictures as he can find
And
of the two of them and cut her
picture.
out of these pictures.
Shoot.
And
Put that picture of their house back up.
picture of the house.
Yeah, I
I'll actually have a different. I actually have a good picture.
cutouts.
This is yes. What? This is the right one. There we go.
This is their house.
This is the Hamptons house. This
Yeah.
isn't their house when they're.
Yeah.
This is the house he buys later.
Okay. Yeah.
What did you want to see about it?
Well, I was going to ask you about that other picture with the people in it that aren't in it anymore in the picture. The same picture. The people.
Oh,
don't
did I
exist
accidentally
in
click that one?
Yeah. Did
That's
he?
Marty
Did he
later.
cut them out of it?
That's a later picture.
Oh, okay.
This is later. This is during this time. This is a picture of Marty here on the right and Dr. Ike on the left, shirtless for some reason.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
You
with
love
here.
the chest hair of Ike, huh?
Okay, hold on.
You're like, dude, Ike is freaking. I love his chest hair.
I've got a few things to say.
Oh wow!
I do.
Dr. Ike.
I do. Have
Woo! What are you, a police officer? Because you're hot.
I do have a few things
Hands
to say
up!
about this picture.
Don't shoot! Oh
I
no!
have a few things to say about this picture.
Okay, great.
Point number one. If you look at this picture, his arms are so much less hairy than they were in the other picture. I don't know what happened.
Well, they're not
picture
very
A
in
and
the
picture B.
picture.
Yeah, but you can tell.
I also think look at his chest hair is kind of wet a little bit. Like I think he's been in the pool. I think.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
why that arm hair.
definitely, probably true.
But this green
But
polo.
what I can say for sure is if you look at his sleeves,
yeah.
he's got the same tan line like he's wearing a polo shirt.
He was
that's
wearing
too
that long polo.
So I do still respect that. Also,
But this green polo that Marty's wearing and this hat, like
Yeah.
this, he looks like a groundskeeper.
he does.
And this
look
is the stuff that he would wear around the house, taking care of the house. And
I
this
mean,
is
did he dress like that before? Or is this something that I
no,
was like,
yeah. That
I
he was like,
think
you should look like a groundskeeper. I think this would be better if you started to look like a janitor.
Yeah.
No, it's just this sense of style. This is just him. And I don't know what year this photo is, but this looks to be probably 80s, like maybe mid 80s, around the time that Phyllis is getting cut out.
Yeah, I
You know?
probably would have guessed 90s, but I could see 80s too.
Maybe 90s.
He does. Ike does very much look like that you're staying the night at your friend's house and you walk into the kitchen in the middle
And
of
the
the night,
dad's just
and
like,
dad's in there drinking
"Hey."
a beer and he's like, oh, sorry, thought you guys were asleep. And he like grabs a shirt that's nearby and puts it on real quick. And then he's like, I'm gonna have to.
How often does this happen to you?
I knew a lot
That
of
your
weird
friend's
dads.
dad was just like, oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
And you were always
I had a
like,
friend-
that's what peak masculinity looks
I
like.
had a friend in high school.
I need to, if I can't grow my arm hair, I'm going to tattoo it on.
I had a friend.
Look at his back hair. You can literally kind of see above his shoulder.
Yeah, it's kind of
curling
sticking up there a little bit. No, I had a friend growing up. His parents were doing fine. And by like, I don't mean like their relationship was doing fine. I mean their relationship.
They're financially
was
fine.
They're financially more than fine. He was a smoker. He wasn't allowed to smoke in the house. He smoked in the garage. And I remember very clearly they kept all of their like beverages in the garage fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being over there. It was like the second or third time that I went to their house. And I remember going out there and grabbing a drink and walking past him while he's smoking. And walking back in the house, only talked to him like once or twice in my life. And he's sitting there. I will never forget this moment. This is a great moment in my life. And he says, smoking his little, sitting on the garage stairs. He sees me. I'm probably 4th grade. And he says, so Tim, huh? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that's an effing awesome name. Great moment for me.
It's an awesome name.
Great moment for me. And I said, thanks. And I went inside.
And then later you find out it was Tim.
And he's like,
He's like, Tib, right?
I don't like that name. I don't like that name anymore.
It's an awesome name.
He didn't have very much hair on his arms, though. I will say that for sure. Maybe that's why I think smoking is cool.
Because of that moment.
Because of that moment.
When another adult, that's what I'm saying, is that it is important for young men to have other adult men who speak into them.
Who respect them.
And like, doesn't matter how much your dad is like, Tim, TJ, I'm proud of you. I love you.
Yeah.
You remember a moment where another guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I can't wait to steer your child off a cliff. You know? I'll be like, hey, you know what's cool? Robbing your family and moving to Mexico. Hey, that's really cool.
That's really cool. The way you're doing that seems like you've never done this before.
Hey, join us on Patreon if you want this to be ad-free. And also, there's a bunch of other perks. You get to, all episodes are ad-free. You get next week's episode right now. And you get to do monthly hangouts with me and Tim. Like it's like a virtual just hangout room. And we play games together. We talk. We have show and tell sometimes. We've made a lot of good friends through this. And so it's a really good time to do that. So either way, please share the episode. Tell somebody about it. These are all those ways to help us grow the show because we love doing it. And we want to keep doing it. So thanks for being here. Okay, so anyway, so he cuts Phyllis out, and I actually got the year wrong. This is 1982. This is like a year into his counseling.
Oh shoot, that's
he cuts Phyllis out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
And so, and actually, Marty starts telling his coworkers because they're kind of like, "Hey, Phyllis, what if they?" He actually
at the fabric place.
Yes, the fabric place. He kind of starts.
Let me understand here. Is this a small town fabric shop, or is this like?
This is New York.
Do they work? Well, yeah, I know it's New York, but like, is it local only, or do they work with like the nation or the?
They ship around. It's a big business.
Okay,
they're making enough money.
This isn't just like they walk into the store and they're like, I need some fabrics. This is like a
big business. They have multiple
ring. I need a bunch of fabrics.
Yes, it's a very big business.
Got it.
And he starts telling his coworkers and his other family members that Phyllis has serious psychological issues, and that his therapist suggested a total boundary.
Okay.
And there's no one who's like, oh yeah, Ike is behind this, you know. And so
everybody else who knows her is like, I could see it.
Maybe. You know, I don't know.
Okay.
And so, but it's also one of those things where it's like the more she fights, it's you know, how do you...
Yeah, and especially too, like you're in that situation, I'm sure it's maddening, especially if you're getting cut out financially.
It's your only sibling, like your parents both died.
Yeah. It probably does drive
2
you a
years
little
ago.
crazy. Like you probably do kind of lash out a little bit.
You're being gaslit and all of a sudden you're kind of like, you do kind of come across as crazy.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's 82. Ike starts showing up to Associated Fabrics meetings just to observe how Marty's behaving at work.
Okay.
You know, and he kind of pitches it like, well, you know, you can tell me how you are at work, but I kind of want to observe you at your job.
Yeah.
And at first he's just kind of in the background, which would be super weird if your counselor just sat in this chair and was like, you tell me about Jaron all the time. You tell me how mean Jaron is to you during the podcast, but I kind of wanted to see it. Well, you can watch it on YouTube. No, you edit out a lot.
I need to see it.
I need to see. And so like if he was just chilling, or she? Who's your counselor?
It's a she.
Oh, there you go. Mommy issues. So, I just need another woman in my life to help me guide myself to the right decision. You know who doesn't need counseling? Alpha men. But it'd be weird.
Yeah.
So now Ike is just in the corner at the meetings.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, and he's doing this for several weeks. And then eventually he's kind of like going like, hey, I've got a thought like on sales strategy. Something that's not about Marty. Ike is kind of piping up during some of these meetings and going like, well, what if we did this on customer retention or like leadership stuff?
Yeah. And everybody's just like, let him talk. Yeah. Because I'm not going to lie. Even my boss's therapist is in the room in a meeting and my boss's therapist says something. My response is not talk. My response is shut up, shrink. Like I do that every time he talks. Guaranteed.
You go, shut up, shrink.
Every single time. Because one, hilarious. Two, disrespectful. Also hilarious.
But if he's only been...
But I forgot his arms. Never mind. I'm listening to him.
Yeah, you're not taking into account how hairy this guy's arms are.
This guy's arms.
If this guy is like...
everything I say, I'm like, hey,
he puts
what
his
do you
arm
have
up
to say?
and the polo falls down his whole arm and you just see...
Too big. He's wearing a long sleeve polo.
Mammoth arm. Oh,
sorry,
let me floss my teeth with that hairy arm, baby. Oh, yeah. I got Alex to go. So that counts. But I mean, it's kind of like it's like. But this has been several weeks. He's been there. It's not like day one. He's like, I got a thought. He's been there for a couple weeks, and he's also not standing up in front of people.
It's like the moment the intern finally finds their voice.
But he's also not. He's also not being like, what? You know, he's not like, oh, he's not standing in front of the room being like, we should do this. You guys should do this. Yeah. He's just going like they're kind of talking amongst the teams. Like, does anybody have any ideas? And then Ike in the back goes, well, what if you guys did this? Like, as an outside observer, and you got to remember, Ike has a lot of charisma. Ike is very naturally,
a lot of degrees.
Because he can just be like, hey, this is not my place, but I just got a thought.
Yeah.
What if you guys did this? And you could take it or leave it. I don't work here, but like what? And that, if someone did that, you'd be like, shut up, shrink. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, it depends if I could see
After
those
they've
hairy
been
arms.
in meetings for several weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the. I guess it depends on the person. Like, it depends on how the thing. Like, I think there's a lot of variables to what's going on. I think my gut reaction probably is to say, "Shut up, shrink." But show me those arms. Maybe I'll let you talk.
Me those arms. That sounds like an HR violation. But so then Marty and Ike's in the office with Marty.
Yeah.
And so now he's observed a lot of the work relationships. So he's starting to give a lot of feedback on the specific work relationships.
Between everybody?
Yeah. So Marty is writing internal memos and proposals for this kind of stuff. And so he's starting to help him rewrite those.
Yeah.
And Ike's like, well, here's what you should say. Here's how you could say that better. I think if you say that, you come across as insecure.
So
but
Ike
if you
is turning
said this,
into his like little chat GPT.
Kind of.
Okay.
His little pocket paperclip to be like, can I help?
Can I help you out here?
But he even starts
It seems like your sister hates you. You should set a boundary.
So
Microsoft Word Clippy.
It seems like
you should cut your sister out of your life.
Do you want to right click cut on Phyllis? Move to trash. So now Ike is writing some of these proposals on behalf of him because he sees it stressing him out.
Yeah, he's like,
and this is what I'm saying is that this is
Ike.
That is Ike's motive.
Okay.
Ike's or his MO. Is that he goes his mode of operation, if you will.
Let's go to a movie. I'll write this for you.
I'll write this for you. He even starts reprimanding employees on Marty's behalf.
See, that's the moment where I say shut up, shrink, for sure.
Right.
Your therapist starts reprimanding me. I reprimand him.
But then he can just fire you.
No, not the shrink. The shrink has no power.
But doesn't he?
I mean, it does seem like he's gaining some power and a lot of influence, which is power. But I'm belittling that shrink for as long as I can.
Well, a couple of people stood up and when they went to Marty and they said, "Hey, this guy doesn't have any authority here."
Yeah, he doesn't work here.
They said, and I quote, "Shut up, shrink." So Ike says that person's challenging your authority.
Yeah.
Because they don't know that I wrote this memo. They're responding to you that way.
Yeah.
They're challenging your authority. You should.
Well, they can tell that.
And Marty says, "No, he's worked here for a long time." He says, "You should fire him or you're weak." And Marty fires him.
Yeah, you call a man weak.
And Marty's sitting over here every
cookie.
night going home putting Rogaine on his arms, trying to get those hairy arms, right?
Those arms. He's actually taking fabric home from the fabric store and pulling little fibers off of it and gluing it to his arms.
Yeah. So Ike eventually, because he's doing all this business stuff, convinces Marty to introduce him because it's weird if you go meet new clients or clients who've bought fabrics before and your counselor's there.
Yeah, this is just my therapist.
Right. So Ike says that's awkward and weird.
Honestly, bro, can we start doing that?
This is my
in
therapist.
Our business meetings.
This is my therapist. Sorry, he's just here.
This is my therapist. He's just here to observe.
So, he tells him that's awkward. Just say I'm your business partner.
Yeah.
So he starts introducing me as a business partner, and so Ike on his own starts attending trade shows and using
by himself.
And he's using Marty's name to build credibility in this business circle because he's like, "Oh, I'm a strategic arm of the company." So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to paint a picture like this is what Ike does.
Yeah.
He's very good at that kind of stuff, and so Marty starts to sound like Ike. Have we ever seen anybody who starts to idolize somebody so much that they take on their mannerisms and they start to sound like them? That's what's starting to happen.
Do and speak and say things the same way. Yes. Like they just do everything.
They start to...
Their wives can't really tell them apart. They just
start to idolize them to the point where they start to talk like the way that they talk. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's just like, why are you leaning?
Why are you leaning in this chair? Well, it's just what my hero does.
It's just what my hero.
But he starts like at work, he started to say like, I'm not going to engage with sabotage today. Or like, you know, at lunch with coworkers, he's like, I'm redefining the ecosystem of my, you ever heard somebody who's just like, shut up, you know, just saying stupid stuff, right?
Hey, yeah, good for you for finding your truth or whatever, but shut up.
And he starts to introduce Ike to his friends as, this is Ike, my therapist, my business consultant, and my best friend, all rolled into one.
Yeah, that's
Marty's fully bought in
Yeah.
to Ike's thing, right?
Yeah.
Now every major life decision that Marty is making runs through Ike.
Yeah, he has
Not
to
just
scream.
business stuff. This is whether or not to attend a family wedding, because Phyllis might be there.
Oh.
Right? Or what color to paint his office.
Yeah.
Which brand of wine to serve at a client dinner. Like every decision is running through Ike at this point. And so Marty begins
And so he's just standing here trimming his hedges, telling Joe all of this. Is this where we're at right now in the story?
Yes.
Okay.
He's telling Joe all of his.
I'm just trying to picture like he's like yeah, and then I'm running all my decisions.
They could have made a movie where it's like almost like Forrest Gump, where he's like just telling, and it just cuts back to him being like, this is a quote from him. He says, sometimes I'll say something. This is what he started to tell his friends, because Marty's brain, he's struggling to identify his own desires and his thoughts apart from Ike's.
Okay.
Because it's so invasive.
Yeah.
That he says, sometimes I'll say something and I realize I don't know if it's my thought or Ike's. And so, but that could just cut to him being like, yeah, sometimes I can't even tell my own thoughts apart from Ike's. And then Joe's just standing there in his backyard, like, oh, I didn't. And
he's
Joe
there with like
stumbled
a
into this
yellow
conversation.
memo pad, and he's like, I'm actually going to take notes on everything you're saying right now because I'm going to write something about this because this is crazy.
How do you accidentally stumble into this, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And this is only the first 2 years still. This is very early in, right? And so Ike reinforces it by being like, oh my gosh, yeah, so your thoughts are realigned. Like you're finally becoming the man you always wanted to be, right?
Yeah.
And so Marty begins taking on administrative tasks for Ike. And Ike frames this as, if you can't do the administrative acts for yourself, maybe you can do them for me, and that will build your confidence. Like you're part of something, right?
Yeah.
And so he starts organizing his appointments and tying up notes from his lectures and mailing letters to publishers and potential clients, patients. And Ike keeps saying, helping me helps you. You're learning agency.
Yeah.
Right?
This feels like I'm trying not to name names here, but this feels like, I don't know, James River Leadership College.
Maybe. Well, because Marty's just doing busy work. And like Ike is writing a book by hand, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is a psycho behavior thing to do.
That is absolutely insane.
So he's writing in the 80s, not before. People anyway.
Yeah.
So he's writing this book. And so then Marty's taking his handwritten notes and then he's typing them. And Marty's grateful for this stuff because Marty thinks this is helping. But that's exactly what Marty's just like, oh, I get to clean toilets for the Lord.
Yeah. I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm getting to exercise.
I'm getting my leadership degree.
Yeah.
And I get to pay to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's accredited through Evangel. And but I mean, like he ends up spending more time working directly for Ike than he does for his own company. Right?
Yeah.
And Ike continues to push this narrative in Marty's head. And so in 1984, Ike begins to float this idea in some therapy sessions that Marty needs to be giving himself to something bigger. He needs to be building his legacy. Okay. Right? And Marty actually, part of the reason Marty's overwhelmed is that Marty has more money than he needs. Which is a crazy thing to say, but he says you've never done anything truly meaningful with it.
Now that I think about it, if you're watching this, I think you have more money than you need,
and you should report us. You should report us.
You should report us.
You should support us on Patreon. You have too much money, and
I love so much. I don't care about the joke I was making anymore. You should report us on Patreon.
You should report us on Patreon. Get us banned.
Don't do that. We could not pay for this place if you do that.
Well, I mean, Marty has enough money that he could do the monster truck tier. Because again, the fabrics business is really successful.
Okay.
But here's the thing about the fabrics business is that his parents built it.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't
Ike tells
him. Yeah,
says, "Hey,
that's hard for your confidence.
You are living on your parents' value.
Yeah.
So
that's daddy's BMW, not yours.
Ike says you should start the Yaron Foundation. Yaron, Hebrew word that means to sing with joy.
I thought when you did this, you were trying to point to a logo you were putting on screen.
No.
And I sat there for a really long time being like, is he going to put that
No,
up?
it's the Yaron Foundation.
Okay. Sing with joy. Okay.
It's my name.
Oh, okay. Is it spelled Jaron?
It's spelled with a Y.
Okay.
But it's the...
Is that where Jaron comes from?
Yeah.
Interesting. I never would have guessed that.
So it's Yaron. And that's what my name means, to sing with joy. So fun times. So he convinces him to start the Yaron Foundation. And the Yaron Foundation is a way for Marty to heal from his emotional trauma. He's going to transform his grief into philanthropy. Okay. And bonus, Ike is going to go in with him.
Yeah.
So it's not just Marty starting this. Ike wants to be part of this foundation. He wants to be the director of the foundation. So he is the co-founder and executive advisor of the Yaron Foundation. Dr. Ike is.
Okay.
Marty puts in $165,000 and Ike contributes $5,000.
Fair.
Which Ike ensures is equal.
That does sound
because
equal to me too. Yeah.
Ike says, well, that's the same percentage of my income as it is yours.
Oh, that's fair. That's a good point.
So that's
a good
how
way to think about it.
That's
so
how
they're 50-50 partners?
That's how he sets it up. Yes.
Oh, interesting.
That they are doing this foundation together. So and almost immediately.
And you keep saying foundation. Is this a charity?
This is a charity, and it's used the way that all charities are, which is to boost Ike's reputation.
Money. Oh.
I mean, in a way, yes.
Okay.
Because so they're starting to host events that are under the Yaron Foundation name, but it's really just a way of getting rich people to give to the foundation, but it's getting rich people to be at an event where Ike starts taking pictures with, or Ike, sorry.
Ike.
Mike, I did it again. Ike starts taking pictures because Ike loves being important.
Yeah,
right?
Me too.
He likes being around. So here's Ike with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh my God, I can't even recognize her there.
Right. But he likes to brush shoulders with celebrities. Yeah. And here's another one.
Doesn't?
I don't remember who this is, but maybe you'll know who this celebrity is. Just two dudes who are not problematic
at all.
It's O.J. Simpson for listeners.
Cool glasses.
Dude, are you in love with Dr. Ike Herschkopf? Because every picture I put of Ike up here, it's something else, dude. The first picture, it's like, I love his arms. And then it's like he's shirtless and you're like, oh man, like he's still got that tan line, so he does the polo. He looks confident here. And then it's like, dude, look at his glasses. It just seems like you think Ike Herschkopf is hot. Like, what is your deal, dude? Do you want to kiss Ike Herschkopf?
I mean, all I'm going to say is if you're listening, you should watch this episode.
You guys don't understand how I see how Marty fell for it. Look at his eyes. He's so dreamy. What are you talking about?
But for real, those are cool glasses.
Oh my gosh, dog. So anyway, Ike uses this as a way to boost his public image and
I would too, though.
Yeah. But this is Ike's way of, kind of mudding the finances a little bit, right? Okay. And Ike begins asking things about Marty's bank accounts. He's saying, if something were to happen to you, who would manage these assets?
You don't have a Phyllis anymore.
Straight up, he's like, who do you trust?
Pass this along to you?
He goes, you don't even have a will,
have no
do you?
family, you don't have kids.
Marty, it's reckless that you don't have a will.
That is a little reckless.
We should make you a will.
It is kind of reckless that you don't have a will. Now that I think about it,
yeah, I don't have.
Like you sing with joy and stuff and all, and that's great. But like, I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of reckless. Like, what are you gonna do? Give it to Reagan?
My wife? Oh no, you're right. No, so Ike convinces Marty.
Okay.
Because Marty has a Swiss bank account for some reason.
Okay.
That Ike is a co-signer on this account.
Wait, he has a Swiss bank account?
Yeah, with hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. I think Marty had some financial planners. Marty, Marty's parents set him up well. Like, he's got other bank accounts. He's got
Can you give me a picture of Marty again?
Yep. This is Marty this is them together. This is Marty at the time this is happening.
And Marty wasn't allowed to be involved in the business when he was a kid?
He was kind of involved. Do you think Marty was doing crime?
No, I think his parents, here's what I think. You want to know what I think?
Sure.
I think that New York, what would it have been, like 40s, 50s, 60s? I think that certain people, potentially angry Italians, showed up to Marty's parents and said, I need a large piece of fabric that won't leak.
Why is everything this? Why is everything like it's the mafia?
I think the mafia
We have a lot to get to.
wrapped up bodies.
I don't need you giving more ammo for people to come after you.
Okay, you're right. Okay, fine.
Kind-hearted, wonderful people, the Italians.
Angry Italians.
But so what I'm saying is, like, he's a co-signer on his bank accounts now.
Yeah.
Including a bank account that has hundreds of thousands of dollars that is like an offshore account. Like, he's got different investments, different places.
Yeah.
Now Ike is a co-signer on all of these accounts. He has named him as the executor of his estate and his last will and testament. Like, so he gave him the power of attorney. So if something happens to Marty, Ike is now the one who makes these decisions. Right?
That's crazy.
And this is all within a couple years that this happens. Like, it doesn't take long for him to do this. So, Ike has near total financial control, and he can access Marty's money. He can make legal decisions on his behalf. He can override family members if it came down to that, right? And
Yeah.
Marty believes that this is a safeguard. Marty, like, actually, one of his friends was like, hey, man, this is a little sketchy. And Marty goes, no, I trust Ike more than anyone because he knows me better than I know myself, right?
I'm
Phyllis.
so stressed right now.
Here's some rumors about this.
Yeah, she does.
And she's deeply alarmed. She sends a letter asking Marty to reconsider. Right?
Having him on his...
And
everything.
Ike intercepts the letter
Of course he does.
and tells Marty, your sister wrote you a letter,
yeah.
and I don't think you should read it.
How did he intercept the letter?
Oh, because he's involved, and he's probably checking Marty's mail every day.
Dang. That's a federal offense.
Oh, yeah, opposed to everything else that Ike's doing. Oh, whoa.
Oh, whoa. He's
reading his mail.
That's crossing the line.
But he tells Marty, your sister just wants the money. You're doing the right thing by keeping distance, right? And so Marty at this point is fully enmeshed in Ike's world, right? And Ike starts calling Marty odd hours of the night with work requests of like, hey, I had an idea for a book chapter. Can you come over and type it before I forget? Kind of stuff. It's almost like when you keep people exhausted,
Yeah.
and it forms a bonding chemical in you that's like, oh my gosh, like
I'm so tired.
Isn't
I
it
can't.
crazy that your baby's just Stockholm syndrome you? And but for the next few years, Marty types over a dozen manuscripts for Ike over like mental health, self-help guides, memoirs, a fictional novel about a revolutionary therapist that closely mirrors Ike.
Wait, when you say revolutionary, like the Revolutionary War?
No. Yeah, Ike is like, let's write a fiction piece about a therapist during the Revolutionary War. That's great.
Don't worry, George. I'll make you feel better about this. Hey, if you love the show, a great way to show support is by getting some merch. We got lots of great stuff. I'm going to showcase some of it right now. This is like our little TILLN QVC. You can get it's a podcast sweatshirt. Very sweet. The nice thing about this is no one knows what podcast you're talking about. So you wear it in public and you can tell them about your Lord and Savior, TILLN podcast. We also got this is one of my favorite things we've ever made. The Fiddle Off Fest hoodie. It's got the devil playing a fiddle. It's not really the devil, it's a skeleton. And then all of the bands on the back of it, like it's a festival, but spoiler alert, these aren't bands. These are jokes from episodes. So worth checking out. And this is one of my favorite things we've ever done. This is for the real fans. This is an old one. We've got a Tim Stone's Get Well Quick Trick shirt, and it's very cool. we got some really good designs. Jaron is good at designing stuff. So support his dream. No one will hire him as a designer, but you can by buying his merch. It's our merch, but it's his designs. And so leave a comment, say, Jaron, you're good at this. We like your art. He really needs it. He needs your support so bad. Please make him feel better about it. And buy some merch. It helps make this show keep happening. You can tell people about how much you love this show with it. So
I was even trying. I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait out there and do this time. Such a long
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you're gonna do a 2-minute merch ad.
It wasn't a 2-minute merch ad.
Oh, Jaron's a good designer. Jaron's a good. Go give him a high five. Like, dude,
make him feel good about his art.
And then you're gonna make him listen to 2 minutes of ads. We gotta do all that, and then it's gonna be like, back to school this fall. Like, no wonder we will hate.
There's skippable
thing.
Ads.
They're not skippable.
They are skippable. Yeah, YouTube Premium. Leave all this in that ad.
And anyway, so Marty's doing a lot for Ike, and he starts introducing him not as his therapist, but he's my partner in my emotional recovery.
Marty is introducing Ike
as that when
as his partner in emotional
and his
recovery.
self-identity is now so merged with Ike's worldview that he no longer he doesn't make any big decisions.
Yeah,
he really did. Like, Ike put out the prophecy of you don't make any decisions for yourself, and it's almost like when someone tells you, like, hey, here's the problem, you just trust that they're not going to become that same problem.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So in 1986, this has only been 5 years.
Yeah.
Marty mentions to Ike that he's thinking of buying a vacation property, and it's the first independent decision he's kind of floated in a while.
Nice.
And Ike hears this
growth.
and goes, you do need a place that's yours, somewhere to escape the ghosts, all this stuff. So Ike encourages him to look in the Hamptons.
Yeah, because I've actually been watching this reality show.
Marty goes, I don't know, man. I've seen that party house. And Ike goes, no. Like, I think you should. And Marty's like a little hesitant a little bit. He's like, oh, it's pricey, it's expensive. But Ike goes, no. You deserve it. This is part of your healing, right? So Marty buys a modest house with that large backyard that we've seen.
Not look
right?
Modest to me. Yeah.
Well, in the Hamptons, this is pretty
Hamptons, modest, but
I mean, you can see the whole house in this picture. Like, that's kind of like it's a.
Do we know where it is? Can I look it up on Zillow?
I'm sure we can find this afterward. We got enough to get to right here. We got to get some stuff. So Marty buys it.
Yeah.
And this is Marty's sanctuary is what it's kind of positioned as. And Ike says it's a container for growth, a place to redefine your past that's whispering at you. And within a month of closing, Ike starts decorating the house without asking, because he starts putting his own diplomas in the hallway.
Nice.
He replaces Marty's art with family photos of the Herschkopfs. And one notable thing is that he moves this giant cow statue. Let's see if I can find a picture of this, actually. A giant cow statue into the backyard because it gives...
It gives feng shui.
It gives... like personality. It gives I can't find
it's like there's whenever I go to St. Louis, there's this hotel I always stay at, and the hotel has a rooftop pool. And at the rooftop pool, it overlooks the city. Beautiful city. It's not. But overlooking the city is the rooftop pool and this really weird statue of a hippo. And it doesn't fit the hotel vibe at all. It doesn't fit the pool vibe at all. Yeah. It's just this really big, really weird hippo. Is it like that?
Kind of. I got a picture of. I don't have a picture of.
It's like. Oh, I'm fun. I'm quirky. Is that what that is?
It doesn't.
Or is it like this cow was made by a Byzantine artist?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Like it's more of like, here. Let me show you a picture. Okay, so Is this exactly what you were describing?
No, not at all. Because they had these cows all over Kansas City. My wife has about 60 pictures because her mom was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And so they used to take pictures when they were kids with these cows all over Kansas City. They had them all over the place. It's got to be the same artist.
So this was, Ike wanted one of these, put it in the backyard. And it looks similar to this, something of this vibe.
It looks bad is what it looks like. I'm going to be honest with you.
So that's Ike put his own personal touches on this house pretty quick, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, yikes.
And
I'm gonna be honest, if you got someone who's trying to put their personal touches on your house and they buy that and they put it in the backyard, you should personal touch them out of your life.
Well, so by the late 80s, so they buy this house 86. By the late 80s, the summer parties are pretty regular, right? Yeah. They're having these lavish parties. Guests are local philanthropists because the foundation, high society New Yorkers, at least one appearance from Gwyneth Paltrow and her family, you know?
Yeah, at least one from O.J. Simpson.
The mailbox changed to read what Ike wanted his author name to be, which was Dr. Isaac Stevens, a fake last name that he used socially.
So that no one knew about the fraud he was doing.
Right. And Marty
is Marty going to these parties? Is he a party boy?
Marty is, again, he's serving guests at these parties. Ike is introducing Marty at these parties as his cousin, his assistant, or his house manager. When people are like, who's that guy over there? He's like, oh, he's my house manager. Because all these people think this is Ike's house.
Yeah.
Because Ike's putting out the invite, right? Yeah. And he's framing this to Marty as like, hey, you know, you're overwhelmed. You don't want to.
You don't want to be the owner. You don't want people that think you own this.
Marty's wearing that green button up, and he is grilling for the guests. He's cleaning up the lawn afterward. And a guest asked Marty, like, do you live here? He froze. And Marty said that he's just helping out. And Ike cuts in and goes, he's a real mensch. He's just helping out. Marty begins to disappear into the role of a servant, not host, on his own property. Right? And so anytime Marty expresses interest in friendships or dating even, Ike shuts that down. Ike goes, no, she's after your money. She reminds you of your mother. You're not ready.
Keep them isolated.
One woman Marty dates for a few months is forced to sign a non-disclosure agreement that Ike drafted himself. So it's not a real, it's probably just something that's like, I won't tell people or whatever.
Was this like the beginning of the relationship where like they broke it off and then it was like, hey, by the way, you need to sign this NDA?
There was one woman that Marty tried to date that Ike set up a meeting of just those two so he could interview her to tell Marty if it was safe or not. And then told Marty she's not emotionally safe for you.
That's such a giant red flag.
And then
you should
Marty
not sign that paper and not show up to the date if that happened. That is an unbelievable. I cannot believe she showed up. Good night.
So in the early 2000s, this has been going on for almost 20 years now, right?
Okay.
Over 20 years now.
Yeah.
Ike encourages Marty to invest in a firm called Bennett Funding Group.
Yeah.
When
is Joe talking to Isaac? What's that?
2010.
Or Marty? Okay.
We're almost we're almost caught up, right?
So he's cutting the hedges and he's like, yeah. And then he had them sign the NDA and, you know.
Well, I mean, like Ike is just cutting off any potential threat to his grip, right?
Yeah.
So Marty invests $1.5 million into the Bennett Funding Group, right?
Yeah. Is that like a large portion of his money or is that?
It's a pretty big thing, okay. Right? But it turns out to be a Ponzi scheme.
Nice.
And so Marty loses all of that money.
Of course he does, yeah.
And he tells Ike that he's panicking, but Ike is like, it's just money. You still have me. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh, no.
You know? And around that same time, Associated Fabrics is failing. Marty's savings are depleted. Now he's starting to run out of money.
He's not running the company.
He's also paying Ike for all these sessions still. Like for 20 years, Ike has been living off of Marty's life. Right?
Yeah.
And he's continuing to pay the property taxes and the upkeep on the Hamptons house, which he barely uses himself because Ike and his family now live there.
Full time?
All right, that's one of their...
Is Ike married now?
Ike has got 2 kids.
Ugh.
But now, if we're looking at the whole thing, Marty has lost his sister, any romantic prospects, his wealth, control of his home, and he spends hours each week doing unpaid work for Ike.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And in his journal, Marty wrote, I am a character in someone else's story.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by 2007, Marty is now in his 60s and is after 26 years of control. Ike has become more erratic, short-tempered, domineering. The dynamic has shifted from passive manipulation to overt control. Marty is living in the guest room in his own Hamptons house, right?
Yikes.
Because he doesn't want to live in the house because, Ike could drop by anytime or host parties.
Yeah.
And so he's still attending therapy multiple times a week and completing these errands and doing all this stuff for Ike.
And he sits down and he's like,
years.
I just feel like my therapist might be abusing me.
So there's Mike, goodness. you can call him Mike. They're a pair. Marty wants to buy a flat screen TV, and Ike shoots it down. He goes, "You don't need that. It's wasteful. That's not what this house is about."
It's true. Yeah, that's true.
And
because if you buy with the cost of a TV, you could buy a home.
So then Marty goes upstairs and realizes that Ike had already had a new one delivered to the master bedroom for himself, a flat screen TV. And this is one moment
Does he crack? Does he crack? Does he kill him?
For the first time in years, Marty goes, "I'm the one paying for everything. Why don't I have a say in this house?"
Yeah.
There's just a little bit like okay.
Yeah.
So Marty begins making some small decisions. He buys a new recliner for his New York City apartment, something that Ike was like, that's
the symbol of success.
You're just going to become lazy. You're going to be sitting in the chair. You don't have time. You're not even at your apartment.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He reconnects with a former colleague that used to work at Fabric for coffee without telling Ike.
Yes,
that's how
you do.
But that's how controlling it was, is that this one thing of like, what if I meet up with somebody I used to know for coffee and not tell him?
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
a little
That's
rebellion.
Defiance. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And he listens to an old voicemail from Phyllis, who he has not talked to now for 27 years.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Has not talked to his own sister for 27 years. And Marty journals. He writes this. He says, "What if I've been wrong? I miss my sister. And who am I without him?" So in early 2010, Marty's diagnosed with a hernia, and he's got to get surgery. This is the breaking point.
Yeah.
And Ike's like, it's minor. You'll be fine. Like, just keep me posted, right? So Marty goes in for surgery alone.
Yeah.
When he's recovering in his New York City apartment, there's no visit. There's no flowers. There's no call. There's no food waiting for him when he gets home. Yeah. And he's sitting there on this bed recovering from this, albeit minor surgery.
Yeah.
But he's sitting there going, if I died on that table, he would have gotten everything.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't even call to see if I'm okay afterward.
Yeah.
And that was the moment for him where he really started to break. And a couple months later, this is where he flips. Because Marty loses it one night.
And so, hold on. I'm trying to keep track. Is this after that moment where Joe and him are talking and he's cutting the hedges now? Are we past that?
No, we're not past that yet.
Okay, so he's still like, yeah, and then I stabbed him with the hedge trimmers.
No. We're not past that yet.
Okay.
So this is, Marty snaps
Okay.
after this.
Yeah.
And one night drives out to the Hamptons property. Doesn't tell Ike where he's going. Just drives out to the Hamptons property. Goes to the backyard. Digs a gigantic hole in the backyard. And kicks that painted cow into the hole in the backyard. And buries this cow.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
And
does he tell Ike?
Well, I don't know.
Or does Ike just show up and be like, "Where's the cow?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I think someone stole the cow."
He buries this cow, and he'll say this now. It took him hours. Like, he is drenched.
I believe.
His clothes are sweaty.
But
he says it was exhausting, but it was emotionally cleansing. He buried it, and 1 week later, Marty drafts a formal letter to Ike.
Okay.
And it reads like one of Ike's own therapy descriptions.
Yeah, and he had Ike help him write it.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, can you help me break up with my therapist?" Hey, it's not you.
It's not you.
There's another therapist
that's kind of
who's been controlling my life.
And he's like, strange.
But he says in the letter that he's cutting off contact.
Yeah.
That he's revoking Ike's power of attorney. He's removed him from the will, and he's terminating him as the executor of his estate.
Yeah.
And the letter ends with, "This relationship has not been therapeutic. It's been exploitative."
Yeah.
And Marty mails it, and Ike never responds.
Yeah.
So after mailing the letter, Marty reaches out, just calls Phyllis's number. He doesn't even know if it's going to be the same number. He hasn't talked to his sister in almost 30 years.
Yeah.
This guy's not talked to his sister.
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
She answers, and he says, "I'm sorry, I think I've been in a cult."
Yeah.
And that starts the reconciliation part. They talked for 6 hours. They cry. They argue. And Marty starts to show her the journals and the financial records and the photo albums of the parties where he was a butler in his own home. And she says, "We'll fix this."
Yeah.
So now we're to the point
Shout
where
out to Phyllis.
Phyllis is starting to do the background work of taking these journals and financial records and trying to put this whole thing together.
Yeah.
Marty is now at the Hamptons house kind of cleaning stuff up, removing all of Ike's things.
Yeah.
And then he runs into the neighbor. And now Marty is...
Okay, so So
all of this stuff
So
is happening.
Joe is there watching these parties, and he's like, "This guy throws crazy parties."
Yep.
And he's like, "And that butler is cool." And he's like, "I'm gonna go talk to the butler." Little beknownst to him is the whole time he's been watching these parties, this story is now cracking. Like this relationship is falling apart in front of his eyes.
Yes.
And he just happens to have the conversation with him like right after this.
So he talks to the random gardener, and the gardener says, "My therapist has been controlling my life for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
This is not his house. This is mine."
Yeah.
And Joe, as a reporter, is like, say
And
more stuff.
He says, "There's a body buried in the backyard."
Oh, I've buried a body. So Joe starts asking him all these questions.
Of course, yeah.
And Joe actually starts with the process of helping put together all of these paperwork and all of this stuff. He sees Marty shows him the breakup letter. Joe's stunned, kind of learns about all this kind of stuff, and Joe starts seeking out other patients of Dr. Ike.
Oh, interesting.
Because Marty is not.
That's been the question the whole time is like, theoretically, he's doing this with more people, but at the same time, he's investing so much time in this. It's like, how could he have any other clients?
Well, there was a widow who says that Ike pushed her to disown her own children.
Ugh.
There's a man who was convinced to leave his business to Ike in his will. A family that said their son was encouraged to alienate siblings over therapy breakthroughs. And he uncovers this whole pattern of manipulation through Ike's entire career. This is what he's done to several people. I don't have a full count, but he's done this to more than 10 people, right?
Yikes.
And all under the guise of, radical emotional honesty and therapeutic boundaries. And he's just gaining all of this stuff. So Joe contacts the New York Department of Health. And he learns that complaints require direct patient action. So, like, he can't file a complaint on behalf of Marty. Marty has to be the one who goes and does this. He also learns that there's no current complaints that are open on Dr. Ike Herschkopf.
Oof.
And so because all the victims are afraid to speak. I mean, like, this guy it's also embarrassing. It's also really embarrassing to be like, hey, by the way, I let this guy manipulate me for 30 years. You know? And so in 2012, with Phyllis's help, Marty gathers all the materials and files a formal complaint with the New York State Department of Health's Office of Professional Medical Conduct, which is a lot to say.
Yeah, that's big.
But he includes his journals, the financial records, the power of attorney forms, proof of Ike's signatures on checks. He's got photos from the parties. He's got statements from friends and former employees. And so this is a multi-year investigation that's now going on with OPMC, right? They're working on this investigation. While that investigation has been happening over, this whole thing. In 2019, Joe, the reporter, he releases the article about this, and I forget what's the article called. But he puts out this article about how my therapist has taken over my life, right? And in 2019, they start this podcast called The Shrink Next Door. And then it became a huge hit, right?
So he's trimming his hedges.
Yes.
And this guy's listening to his story. He tells him the whole story, and he's like, "We should start a podcast together." And he's like, "And actually, we should be business partners." And it's kind of irresponsible.
He's like, "What if
that you don't have anyone to give your will to?"
Like, it's kind of crazy that you haven't thought about this before. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't know, man. Hold on, I'm getting one more image here.
And he's like, "Are you not convinced? Let me show you how cool my arms look.
Look how and he's just got taped hair to himself. Like he's like, I know this guy's
clearly
weakness.
Dug the body up from the backyard and glued his hair to his forearms.
And so
not even arm hair, that's head hair. You just
that's head hair
to your arm, you psychopath.
So in 2019, the podcast comes out. It's a huge hit. In 2021, Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd star in The Shrink Next Door. Will Ferrell playing Marty, Paul Rudd playing Dr. Ike Herschkopf.
Which I will say, he's pulling it off. And I don't know, Paul Rudd he's got the cool glasses. I don't know about his forearms though. Do you have a picture of Paul Rudd's forearms? Like, is he?
Let's see. Paul Rudd forearms.
I just need to know if he is a Kansas City man. I do know that. And if there's one thing I know about Kansas City man,
they're pretty bald.
They're pretty bald.
So that's unfortunate.
Bummer.
So this came out in 2021. In April of 2021, I actually don't remember if this came out first or after, but they never talked since. Since he sent that letter in 2010, they never saw each other, never talked.
Yeah.
In April 2021, the Department of Health concluded their case, and they found Dr. Ike Herschkopf guilty of gross negligence, moral unfitness, exercising undue influence over a patient, violating boundaries between psychiatrist and client, and financial exploitation. His medical license was officially revoked, and he's not allowed to do this anymore.
Cool, whatever. But I mean, it's been since the start of this 40 years.
Mm-hmm. So
homeboy's retired. Who cares? Does he go to jail? Or does he just kind of be like, you can't be a therapist? Who cares? I did it. I did it all. I did it. And I also got 9 people's inheritance along the way.
I don't does he have to pay all that back? I don't know.
Does he go to jail? Or is he just, because honestly, the more I hear the end of this story, the more I'm kind of I should be a therapist.
That you're he got away with it?
Yeah.
Well, he revoked his license and, okay, here we go. He is, let's see. I don't know. Did Dr. Ike Herschkopf go to jail?
Ike Herschkopf punishment?
Yeah, what is his doctor? He loses appeal for medical license. Now he's getting all these, he's doing the appeal to get his psychiatry license back. But I don't know if I don't know.
So the moral of the story, I guess, is take advantage of people. What's he look like now? Show me Ike
Herschkopf
today.
now?
Yeah,
I tried. I can't find something.
We don't have any current
Dr.
photos
Ike.
of him? I mean, I guess he's probably in hiding.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he's overseas somewhere in Bali.
I do have a picture of Marty now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's just so ripped. Yeah, he's so freaking yoked.
This is Marty and his sister in front of their house. Okay. So Marty now lives in the Hamptons house. He lives in the master bedroom.
Yeah.
And he obviously has put Markowitz back on the mailbox.
Is that his recliner in there? That you can see?
Yes, I think that's probably the recliner they fought over.
Nice.
But Joe said that he was there when one of the neighbors asked if the doctor still lives here. And Marty responded, no, I finally got him out.
The doctor's dead.
And so he and Phyllis obviously have been rebuilding the relationship. Yeah. They have weekly phone calls. She visits regularly, staying for long weekends. He sends birthday cards to nieces and extended family. And he did actually just this year in 2025, he closed down the fabric store.
Oh, interesting.
In 2023, I didn't know this. He started, and you're not gonna believe this, started beekeeping. Isn't that sweet?
Interesting.
Because he was like, you know what? I've had someone take control of me for 30 years. I would like a little village of bees that I can control, and I'll do their whole thing.
And when I get angry, I can kill one of them.
They have not had interaction.
Interesting. So, has he dug up the cow?
No, the cow is still buried in the backyard. Because for him, that's part of the
honestly thing. I love the idea that that's not in the seller's disclosure, that he probably passes away sometime soon. The house is sold. They forget to disclose that there's a cow buried in the backyard.
Yeah.
The new owners move in.
Just find it.
They're doing some landscaping. They're digging. They're like, oh, there's something big under here. They keep digging, and there's a full cow statue buried in our backyard.
So we have to call the police?
Do we have to tell someone?
One more quick thing. When Marty first moved into this house, when he first bought it, and he planted a tree in the backyard in memory of his parents.
Okay.
And Ike was like, hey, that's you living in the past.
Yeah, hey, I don't like that tree. That tree
made
sucks.
him tear down the tree.
Oh, what a loser.
That was also a big breaking point for Marty.
Sucks.
So now when he moved back, when he got Ike out, he planted 2 new oak trees, one for his mom, one for his dad.
One for Ike. Oh.
And one for Ike, just to remember him. But after the podcast, he doesn't do public interviews. He doesn't do, because he said that everything he needs to say. And Joe Nacero concluded his article by saying this, that Marty didn't just escape, he reemerged. That's a rare thing. Most people never get back what they lost, but Marty started planting trees. So nice. Marty is living happily out the rest of his life in the Hamptons without Dr. Ike Herschkopf.
Very cool.
So
that's a crazy story.
I can't wait to find the documentary 15 years from now when you realize what I've done to you.
Nice.
Oh, shoot. One more thing. So there is the cow in the backyard.
Yeah.
And so that's, I think they have to disclose that if they sell it. They also have to say like, hey, in the atrium upstairs, just so you know,
awkward. Weird.
The devil messaged me on Instagram. We formed a relationship. He took control of me for 30 years. And then we, in the upstairs bedroom, had a fiddle off.
You had the fiddle off in the bedroom.
Hey, thanks for being here for this episode of Things I Learned Last Night. I don't know if you just saw Tim have a stroke, but we appreciate you listening to this episode. And if you want more like it, there's another doctor who had some, questionable stuff.
Malpractice. Yeah.
John R. Brinkley. We did the episode. Yeah. This is the guy who thought goat glands were basically a cure for everything and would just insert them inside of people surgically.
Which it does help you, actually. If you ever are like, man, I got a cold, shove some goat glands in your throat.
Yeah, I guess. So you can go check out that episode. And honestly, more importantly, please share this with somebody. Please share the show. Yeah. Get the word out. And then we'll see you next week on Things I Learned Last Night.
Yeah. And if you want to see next week's episode right now, you can do that by becoming a Patreon supporter. Our patrons get every episode ad-free a week early.
It's true.
They also get access to a Discord with our hosts and producers.
And our Patreon supporters get invited to our exclusive Hampton parties.
Yes.
Where you will be forced to wear green polos and serve our other guests.
that are more important than you.
Way more important.
So much more important.
And not more important.
Yeah.
Just healthier. And it's because you're...
It's because your family?
It's because your family doesn't like you.
The whole party is O.J. Simpson impersonators. We have 100 O.J. Simpson impersonators in the backyard of the Southamptons.
There
house.
Are O.J. There are.
Is this something that people do?
O.J. Simpson impersonator?
Yeah, what's their rates? How much? Honestly, if you become a patron, you can help us get a bunch of O.J. Simpson impersonators to a party in the Southamptons, and you can know that you made that possible. I don't know what that does for you. You at least see the video with a bunch of impersonators in one place. Yeah, he's finding some. He's got an Instagram pulled up. That looks just like him.
That's crazy. It looks like the only guy doing it is a guy named Cuba Gooding Jr.
What?
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
That sounds like a real... is that an actor? I feel like I've heard that name.
He's an O.J. Simpson impersonator.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that is an actor. That's a famous actor.
His rate is...
Played him in a movie.
His rate's a lot. But we have the same agent.
Yeah, so